Hello, sunshines. Welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host, Heather, known as BunniPhish on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is Monday, the 25th of April, 2022. This is episode 17, I want to say, for the year. So, how are you? I'm at the yarn shop. I work here. I teach a class here on Mondays, and I record here because it is quiet on Mondays, and my house is decidedly not quiet pretty much ever. So, hello, how are you? I am here. I am so tired and stressed, but I'm here, and I have some stuff to show you. So first, I have my dovetail sweater. It is finished. It is still a little teeny bit damp, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to wear it to school tomorrow. Today it was like gross and muggy and hot comparatively. It was in the mid 60s and muggy. So I thought about wearing it today, even though it was a little bit damp, because I was like, oh, it'll dry while it's on me. And then I saw the temperature and I was like, no, never mind, gross. But tomorrow it's only supposed to be in the 40s. So I will likely wear this tomorrow. And I did a thing. I have tags for knitting projects, but they're fold over tags and they're for like it would be like for the brim of a hat. Like the cutout works only if it clips up like this, not if it clips down like that. I mean, I guess I could do a clip down like that. What I want is a tag for the back of my sweater, so it's really easy to be like, oh, that's the back of the sweater, I can just put it on. Because I have several times put my sweaters on backwards and been like, that's not right. So what I did was I took this little piece of yarn until I maybe someday get some tags, and it is marking the back, and you can't see it from the other side. Can you see where it is? Can you? Maybe, but not really. So that is my dovetail sweater. I tried it on when I finished it and it fit really well, so I'm pleased with that. It's circular yoke is not my favorite fit. I think I like the fit of a raglan better, but I'm pleased with the way this turned out, and I will hopefully wear it. If not, I'm sure my niece will take it. About the sweater, about the yarn and stuff, I forgot. So I knit this using not the recommended yarn size for the dovetail. It calls for a worsted. I used a DK. I used size 6 needles for the main body and size 5 needles for the ribbing. So that would be a 3.75 for the ribbing millimeter and a 4.0 for the body. The yarn is Humble Bumble. This color right here is Cherokov, and this purple is Tempest. I had 1 skein of Cherokov, 2 skeins of Tempest. I used up all of these yarns except like maybe 2 yards of Tempest, but I used up all of Cherokov, and I even ran out on the sleeves. So one of the sleeves, the motif is shorter. Where is it? Right here, right there. The motif is shorter. It's fine. Who's gonna know? You and me. And that's okay. And then the other colors in this were part of a mini skein pack. And there's one more like hot pink that I didn't use in the sweater because even this purpley pink is pretty pink for me. But I am going to have a new cast on this week. Maybe tonight. We'll see how class goes. Maybe not until later in the week, but I'm going to use up what I have left from these minis and the 2 yards of this purple and another remnant from my stash to make a hat. Yes, I was thinking maybe hat or cowl, but I think I'm going to go with hat. For, I don't know, not me, for someone else, probably for charity, but it'll be really lovely. I have another finished object. I mean, it's finished enough, right? So here's the sock. I have 2 rounds to go, and then this will be finished. So this is a finished object. I will put in a picture right here of the finished pair. These are socks for my boyfriend using Fiber Nymph Dye Works Inversibles in an Oopsies skein. So it's charcoal gray with taupey gray with flecks is what the colorway is called. You can't get it because it was an accident, but I think they are lovely. The pattern is Zipper Socks by Patti Waters, and so close to finished. Just need to finish up those 2 rounds of toe, and then Patrick can be so spoiled and have another pair of socks. I'm doing awesome with his socks. I have I brought my sock project home from school and the yarn. So this is where I was on this sock on Saturday. But I had to put it on hold because I left my yarn at school. And this is the other sock, which was down in this blue section right here. I didn't have the gray stripe yet. So I worked on that today at school while I was walking around. And this is all that I have left of the blue mini. And then I think I'm going to work these socks concurrently because I don't know how much this weighs. Maybe I'll weigh it and put it in the palm of my hand. I don't know if this is enough to do the heels and foot of 2 socks. I imagine not. My gut says no. So I'm probably going to work them concurrently and then have to figure out what to do for a contrasting toe or half of a foot. I don't know. We'll see later this week because I can't imagine that these socks will take more than to the end of this week because my plan for class is I'm going to finish that toe and then I'm going to get the first sock to the heel flap and maybe through the heel flap and the heel turn, and then put this other sock on the needles and get it to the heel turn. So hopefully by the end of the week I will be done with it because it'll be just vanilla knitting at that point with some decreases. 60 stitch sock. The gray yarn is Manos del Uruguay Alegria. I don't remember the colorway name. And the mini skeins are remnants from Little Bay Blue. The purple is from the minis pack that I used to make sidewinder mitts for my niece. And the blues are from the minis that I made what are those socks called? They're by Kemper Ray. The Pixel Rise. I made blue Pixel Rise in maybe like November, I think. And then I have one more thing cast on. So vanilla is not my favorite thing. Vanilla knitting it's just not. However, I think you're gonna see for the next 3 or so weeks a lot of like super mindless knitting because we're in testing season at school. I'm a special ed para if you're new here, and it's testing season. So while kids, like each individual kid is only taking, unless they're in 5th grade, is only taking like 4 days total of testing. I think 8th graders have 5 days, and then 5th graders have like 7 or 8 days total of testing. I work with kiddos who are 3rd grade through 7th grade. So my last week and this week and then following 2 weeks, I only have 3 days where I'm following my normal schedule. And otherwise I'm helping with testing somewhere. So I need to have simple things right now. And so I also cast on. Also, I needed something for walking. I think I talked about this. Maybe I talked about this last week. I don't know. If I'm repeating myself, I apologize, but I don't think I went into super detail about it. So I cast on a sock to take for walks. And I am making this for my daughter. It's a 60 stitch sock. All of my socks are on US 0 needles, which is 2.0 millimeter, except these might be, does that say US 1? Yes. These are US 1 because I'm a tighter knitter on wooden or bamboo needles. And this sock has a story. This project has a story. So these needles I haven't seen in probably 2 years. I don't think that I used them at all during the pandemic. Maybe I did, but I feel like I haven't seen them in 2 years. And Saturday, my boyfriend Patrick handed me these and he was like, "Oh, I found these in the dryer." And I was like, "What? In the dryer? That's so random." So they must have gotten lost somewhere and then somehow picked up in laundry, and now they have made their way back to me, and I am happily knitting away on a sock for my daughter. And the yarn has a story too. So I have a student who is another teacher at the yarn shop, like a different teacher is their primary teacher, but they came to me to relearn how to knit socks because they've done it in the past. They were in a specific sock class with someone else, and then they attended a specific sock class that I hosted, but they couldn't remember like how to pick up the gusset and what the formula is for doing a heel flap and heel turn, and they would like to get into other types of sock knitting. I think the next sock they do is going to be a toe-up sock, so totally different and also exciting. So they are in class with another lady who tried to knit socks pre-pandemic. She was working on a sock. I used to go to social knitting with her on Wednesdays, and she tried it, and her socks turned out 2 very different sizes. She didn't like the process. She didn't like her socks that she made, but she really wanted some hand knit socks. So my student made her a pair of socks and gave her a sock as like kind of a guideline of what she didn't want. So she has these 2 socks that she's never gonna wear. One was way too small and one was like ridiculous too big. So she gave me the one that was way too small, and I frogged it, and I'm knitting a sock for my daughter. And then she is going to bring me her other sock next time her class meets, and I'm going to rip out that one to make the second sock for my daughter, and then use the rest of the leftovers in Scrappy blankets. Because they were, the whole reason it came about is that the finished pair of socks that fit the student, the ones that my student made her, they were like, my student was trying to give her back the leftover yarn, but she didn't want it, and my student was like, well, I'm not going to do anything with it. And I just happened to be walking by because their class gets out right when I start my shift on Saturday, and I was like, you know, I can always use fingering weight scraps for a blanket or something. And so they gave it to me, and then she was like, can you use fingering weight scraps if they're already knit into something? And I said, yes, I can do that. So this project has a story, which is way better than 2 random socks sitting in a drawer not being used because they're vastly different sizes and nobody wants to wear them, right? Right. What else? Books. I started 2 books over the weekend, and why did I place everything so far away from me today? I don't know. So I did start Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes, which I'm enjoying. And it's funny. It's a funny book so far. It talks about, right off the jump, it talks about being in the pandemic. So this was like a pandemic book. I seem to be reading a lot of those right now. Just new release books that were like pandemic babies, basically. So Phoebe Robinson is a comedian. I read her bio in the back of the book. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it's not reading as quickly as You've Got Anything Stronger, for instance. So, you know why it's not? It's because the pages look like this. There's no paragraphs. One of my students is here. All right, my student is in. So, hi. She's waving at you. All right. The other book that I started is Wild Country by Anne Bishop, which is, it's from the World of the Others. That's what that says. And I really like it. I've read all of the books in the World of the Others series so far. I'm not very far into it though. Only page 20. They are rebuilding, theoretically rebuilding, after a huge war broke out between the supernatural what is it? The supernatural others, and the humans, because the humans were stupid and selfish. So I'll let you know more about this as I read more. See you all soon. Bye, friends. Hello, friends. It is Tuesday evening, and look at this. Patrick wore his freshly mended sock one time and blew out the toe. So I'm going to pull out the toe on this sock and knit a new toe tonight. It's fine. It's fine. I love my boyfriend, even though he's terrible on socks. Also, I started a new project today using leftover things. This pink that is mostly in here is Superwash, Cascade Superwash 220. It's the yarn that I used to make my nephew's mittens. And then the colors, which I'm going to helically stripe, are the leftovers from my dovetail sweater from Humble Bumble. This is everything I had left of the purple, so just enough to do one round and a few more stitches. So yeah, started that. Let's see how far I get this evening. It's already late-ish. It's after dinner time, so who knows. All right, friends, it is Tuesday night. It is well past my bedtime. If you can hear my dog. Hi. If you can hear my dog telling me in the background that it's bedtime, that's why she's whining. She's also smiling, which is hilarious. Love it. Anyway, you can't see it because it's too dark where she's at. That's why I'm not showing you. So, I apparently just really wanted to knit on this hat. I managed to use up all of the small scraps of yarn I had left over from the dovetail, so now I just have this mini, which I didn't put in the dovetail, from Humble Bumble Yarn Company, and this is the Cascade 220 Superwash. I knit the whole body of the hat. I'm making a Turn a Square by Jared Flood. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I haven't woven in any of the ends, and I didn't want to knit over the ends because I didn't like the way it was looking. So I'll just weave in the ends. Maybe tomorrow. I feel like this is going to be a 2-day project because I'm already on the decreases. So really why I'm stopping is because I don't want to pull out another needle to do the rest of the decreases. So otherwise I would probably finish this tonight. So I did the toe on the sock that I was mending, and I have one of these socks, the Scrappy Socks, through the heel, and I am working away on the other heel. All right, friends, I'm tired. No, I'm not. I'm totally not tired. Does anybody else have random days during the week where they just aren't tired? For me, that day is Tuesday. I pretty much always stay up way past my bedtime on Tuesdays. I don't know why. Hello, sunshines. It is Wednesday morning and we are just about to walk out the door to school, but I finished the hat and woven all of the ends. So yeah, this was a 2-day hat, and if I had not been lazy, it could have been a 1-day project. So my hand is about 7.5 inches from the base of my palm to my fingertips, so it's a good kiddo sized hat. And I'm going to give it to my student today. Hopefully she likes it. I think she will. It's right up her alley. Very girly. Good morning. Happy Thursday, friends. Happy Thursday, P. What are you doing? Did a beautiful girl. No, thank you. I love you. You're fine. So, yesterday I finished, well, I think one of my socks needs one more gusset round than the other. I picked up extra stitches. I don't know how that happened. Who can tell? Also, sorry for all the background noise. It's morning and people are waking up and stuff. So anyway, these are the socks, and this is what I have left of the gray yarn. Not enough to finish socks, obviously. So to finish these socks, I am going to add in this Funny Feet by James C. Brett to do the feet and the toes. This is yarn that I will be then using for a pair of socks for kiddos. I'm not worried about running out for yarn for the socks for kiddos though, because I usually have quite a significant amount of yarn left over when I knit a pair of socks for them. So yeah, I think that will be a nice addition to the colors I already have. Do we think I can get these socks done this week? They're just vanilla. I think I could probably get one of these socks done today. I might be getting ahead of myself. We'll see. You needed to come in and say hi too? Molly said hi. You need to say hi? Okay. Hi friends. Happy Thursday. I dropped my blanket, my Northeasterly blanket stitches off the needle, and look what happened. It became detached. Oh no. Luckily.
Is your thing okay, Mama?
It will be okay because I'm just going to take my hook and hook through these stitches and catch these stitches all the way up. But it's not what I wanted to see when I picked up this project. Hello sunshines, happy Saturday. Welcome back to BunniPhish Crafts, and we are hanging out in the yarn shop again. It is before work. I am hopeful that today will be fairly busy, although not like too busy. Because it is local yarn shop day. Did you do anything to support your local yarn shop? If you did, let me know down below. Did you have fun events or whatever? We're having, we have a couple sales and some like giveaway things going on today, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, what have I been, I forgot what I was gonna say. What have I been up to this week? I finished a sock, And I forgot to bring the other sock in the pair, but here is the first sock of the Scrappy Sock pair. I really like the way this turned out. I think that this sort of sock thing could be a thing that I do in the future, where I have the self-patterning on one part of the sock only, and then have a solid or stripes or something else on the other part. I think the effect is really, really cool. I did end up making this sock in a size for my boyfriend rather than myself because I like him sometimes. And the second sock is really close to being finished. I think I have 15 rounds and then a toe, so probably tonight or tomorrow finish that up. And unexpectedly, the socks matched. This part of the sock matches. I didn't do it intentionally. I just picked up the yarn where I stopped after this toe and started knitting again, and then randomly realized that the socks were serendipitously perfect. So there's that. Oh, I'm wearing my dovetail. Ta-da! I know you know it was finished, but I'm wearing it today. I think though, I'm not sure. I haven't made a decision, but I'm kind of thinking about pulling out the sleeves and making them a little bit tighter. I don't know if I like them or not yet. So this is only the second time that I'm wearing the sweater, so I don't know. What do you think? Leave the sleeves, take out the sleeves? I haven't decided. I'll know more about how I feel about the fit of the sweater after work today. So I also worked on this sock for my daughter, and I am about 15 rounds away from putting in the heel. This is the scrap. This is the sock that I'm making from the sock that I pulled out from one of the students at the yarn shop. So it's just 2x2 rib on a US size 1 bamboo needle. I'm pretty sure this is a Regia yarn. Almost positive that I made a pair of socks out of that like years ago. So that's really all I've been working on. This Scrappy sock and the other Scrappy sock, and then of the same pair, and then this sock right here. I did actually take the knitted singles cowl to work, so that lives in my work bag now. So I have like a dedicated work bag project. Previous to that, I had the blanket as my work bag project, but the cowl is much smaller, and so it fits more nicely in my work bag. I have been reading though. I have been reading Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes by Phoebe Robinson, and I am not quite halfway there, like halfway through, but almost. I'm almost halfway through that one. And I also started reading, oh, by the way, Phoebe Robinson, I learned, is a comedian and also a powerhouse businesswoman. So I still find, I find the writing, like, when I am not fully committed to reading, I find it difficult to read because it doesn't have breaks and stuff. However, once I, like, at the end of the night, I just don't want to stop reading because she's such a fun storyteller. The other book that I have been reading is Wild Country, World of the Others, and I am not very far in that. I'm only on page 106. So I'll continue to read that. I am liking the story, but I just haven't had brain space for reading this week, and I feel like that's going to be the trend until probably the end of May, just because it's testing season and it's exhausting. That's all the knitting and reading I have, but I do have some like administrative stuff for the vlog to talk about. Also, why is this okay? Just doesn't want to sit nicely. That's fine, whatever. So starting tomorrow, tomorrow is May 1st. Yay! May 1st. If you have been here for a while, by a while I mean years, you will know that during the month of May, my birthday occurs. And so I do daily vlogs in May. And there's usually crafting content, usually some sort of reading content, and also like daily life stuff. So there's nothing super planned for the vlogs, but those will be popping up, so I won't be doing like a weekly episode for the month of May. I'll just be doing daily vloggy things to let you know what I've been working on, what I've been reading. We're going on a trip during May, and maybe we're going on field trips at school. I don't know yet. Yeah, it should just be, it's usually a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and hopefully you will come along with me for that. But if you are only interested in like regular-ish podcast episodes, then I will catch you back in June. All right, friends, see you for me and you, or well, and you if you're coming back. I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you in a month. Bye, friends.